Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Todd here with the Swing Trade Pros. We've been asked a few times just about bot returns and accurate profits and losses for both of our bots, the Scalper and the Swing. So I figured I'd do a quick little video on both of the accounts. I've got the account open for the Scalper with the Excel spreadsheet loaded, and I just wanted to go through the returns since like I said, we were asked a few times about that, and let's just clarify a few things here. Firstly, yes, we are adding to these accounts. It's become apparent that these bots do work great with our new high timer filter and auto reverse and whatnot. So Scalper is set it and forget it and no intervention required. So that's why we are continually adding to these bots. So I can't give an accurate ROI per month because there hasn't been a month that we haven't added funds to it. So what I can do instead in this video is I can go over returns in chunks, in block chunks prior to deposits, right? So here's the actual Bybit exchange here. Let's just take a look here. So obviously the dates are going to be a little bit different because I'm not in the European Union. So this is shown as 423 where I'm shown as 424. We won't really worry about that. Doesn't really matter. It's just minutia anyway. So the only thing that matters here is the deposit, 11544452, and then we end up at realized P&L at 131, which is up here. So 1313386. So the way I did the profit calculations, we just roll over here, is end balance, which is this guy, minus start balance here equals profit. So I'll go over to profit, click that, end balance minus start balance equals profit. Okay, looks good. Then I take this number again, which is profit, so that'll be H67, which is, I'll click here, H67, which is profit, divided by start balance times 100, and that's the percent return. Gets us at 13.76% return. And then I take that again, that percent return, divided by the amount of trading days. So if I go over here, I'm including the deposit day as a trading day, right? Because that's when the numbers reset and that's when we started trading again. So 7 days. So I'm going to take H68, which is the percent return, divided by 7, which is 7 trading days. So this is right at the start, and keep in mind at the start here, this started as basically a dust account. So we were using, I think, $20 minimum orders, which was a high percentage of that balance. So this number is a bit inflated. There probably was some good market action during this time. You'd have to look. But like I say, I think the high return here is based on using $20 on a $110 account or whatever, depending on where BTC was at. So that's not a bad return, but it is unrealistic at this point. Now we come up to here. This is what is that? That's going to be May 5th to May 10th. We're at 3.85% return for that 7 trading days. That's 0.5% there. So that's not bad. That's kind of about the average right now. This is using 20% of balance and 40% safety. So keep in mind, this testing has been done 20% of balance and 40% of safety. And then we come over to the 11th to the 16th, we get 4.59% return, and that's 0.65% per day for 7 trading days. That's a good range. Yep, there, run that down. Nice, looks good. And this guy will be the same. Just might as well show everyone the formulas so that can all be aware, and I'll post this in Discord when I'm done. Then we go from the 16th to the 15th. So this is almost a month here. And this wasn't really a good trading time because we got whacked a few times with auto reverse. So we had a couple here and one here, and we were using too many safety orders. So when we're using too many safety orders, anything past 2, the drawdown was too high. So that's cumulative returns weren't as good as they should have been because of the losses. So you basically end up at 0.25% per day, which is still really good. It's just it could have been better if we had not as much of a drawdown and using less safety orders. And keep in mind the market hasn't really moved as much as we would have liked. This 9 to 10K range isn't great. So then we come to the 16th to the 25th, and this ends up looking at 4.29% return, which is still pretty honorable, 0.39% per day. And that's 11 trading days. And then these last few days have just been kind of weak, honestly. You're looking at 0.32% per day. There's all the formulas. Looks good there. 5 trading days. Run that over, count 5. Yeah, 5 trading days. So the other thing to note is, which actually, let me just load this here, and I will put this in bold here. These stats are driven, oh, I'm sorry, one of caps there. These stats are on 20% base, 40% safety. So this is the bot settings. This is how much you're actually risking on each trade. If you actually took these numbers, this is, call this baseline here. If you went to, went to 40% base, 80% safety, if you wanted to, obviously it's more risk, but these numbers would double. Returns would double. Returns would double. So that would be for those advanced users of ours, I should say. If you've been on bots for a while and you understand all this stuff, I'm not recommending it by any means, because I don't know your skill set or your level, or if you've set up the alerts correct, or if you know what you're doing or anything. But if you do know what you're doing, and I know we do have a bunch of users that do, if you wanted to risk a bit more, you could go to 40% base, 80% safety. Returns would be double of what these were. So instead of making 0.32 in market chop, you'd be 0.64, right? And that really is helpful when you get days like these. You'd be well over 1% with some action, right? So this is the scalper. Now let me pull over the swing account, and I'd like to go over that as well, because the scalper has done well with lack of volatility lately. The swing earlier this month done some really, really good returns, and I think everyone is going to be really impressed with this, including ourselves. So it's kind of the same thing. We have added balance to it over time, obviously, as we fine tune and tweak things and make things better, right? So starting here, we start with actually, let me go down here. So we start with 1149574. Yep. Okay. I'll go back over. I'll go previous. And then we come on down here. Okay. Another deposit. So then trade up to 304, 0.0304. That ends up looking at a 20.74% return, or 2.59% per day, which is awesome. Then we come next to the second block here, which is going to be 0.139 to 0.1311. So that's shown by the formula here. That's 6.36% return, and that's 1.27%. So that's on the 8th. So that would be, that's this block here. Yeah. So now scroll up a bit. So now we start from our deposit of 143.26577, which is here, and then we end up going to here, which is our next deposit, or right before our next deposit, which is 0.2111. So we end up looking at a 47.48% return, and that is over a 9 trading day period. Now keep in mind, I'm actually going to show you the swing bot results here. I didn't go through it on the scalper because the scalper returns are 0.5 or 0.6% per day. I feel like I'll go over this one just so that everyone can see it, and that way everyone actually believes this and that it's not just a lie, right? So we're definitely not lying to you. This is our own personal accounts with our own personal money in it. So if you look at the next go around here, 259.14247, then we end up at 0.279. This one, we did actually have we had some nice growth to here, but then we got whacked back a bit on these signals. We had there's some chop there, and it wasn't the greatest of signals. That's the only drawdown with the swing bot, is there is going to be at times some bad signals, right? So where did we end up at here? Oh, I went too far. 608. Okay, sorry, no, I'm gonna go back one more. Right here, 27900, or sorry, 03953. Here's a profit here, 7.65% return, and then that's 0.4% per day. Not great compared to this run up and this run up and this run up, but like I say, when you get a few drawdown signals, you have some losses for sure. Not great, but there's not much you can do about it. And then when we come to the 9th to the 15th, that is here. 9th to the 15th here, so 0.29124,156, and you're looking at 0.31968,757 end. So we come over here, profit 9.68% return, 1.21% per day, right? Now the next or last two blocks, this guy I won't really even go over because there was a couple bad signals, which is, like I said, it's going to happen. I think it might have been two short signals in a row or something like that. It was right between that 9.4 and 9.8 range. So this is not good. We lost 10% in 3 days, or negative 2.71% per day. And realistically, a lot of people would complain and probably quit trading or get wrecked over that or whatever. Like, just don't worry about it. You're in the market. If you're in the market for a long time and you know you're going to be successful and you're just continually learning and continually improving, then don't even worry about it. Brush it off. A loss is a nice lesson learned, and you can implement other safety factors or new training or whatever to mitigate those losses or risks. So what did we do in this range? We kind of just dialed down the swing bot a little bit, aka, looking at the chart, doing a lot of TA, turning it on and off. 9.4 to 9.8K range. I probably wouldn't run it on hourly. I'd run it on a 15-minute. This is obviously the swing bot on the hourly account. This is swing bot hourly account. But going forward, if we sat in this range for a while, I'd prefer to run the 50 because it's more reactive and you catch it. Candle size is also of concern too, right? The last short signals that you get that these guys lost on would be losses due to large candle size, aka you're buying the bottom of the move after it's already happened. Whereas a 15-minute bot, you would have caught it earlier. So this is mediocre, right? And then we come back to the last ones. Let's go to the last page. Actually, we're on the last page. So this is the 0.352 to 3092, and then 0.345. Actually, no, I went to 0.33845,915. This ends up being 4.06% return, and that's 1.01% per day. So it's really good on the overall account to just continually add to it, to continually grow it, learn and improve, tweak your settings, do whatever you got to do. Whether it's maybe your swing bot account has a 15-minute bot and an hourly bot on it as well. They both have signals attached to it, and you just turn one on or the other, right? In the 9K to 10K chop, maybe you only run the 15-minute swing bot. And then when you're out of that range, you run the hourly, right? So just so everyone knows on the stats, this is hourly swing bot, 200% base entry, using I think we're using 3 or 4 levels DCA, and then this is hourly chart 106, and that's what we're using for entries. And the other thing I should clarify here is exits are based on STP technical assistance. fib levels, support resistance, etc. So we're using the bot for the entries. However, for the exits, sometimes we take it earlier. The bot settings itself, bot settings have anywhere from, excuse me, typing spat today, from 6 to 10% take profit, and then we just manually intervene. And we manually take profit if the above is not reached. So meaning if we have a bot setting that is sitting at 6 to 10% take profit and we're already sitting at 4, we're watching the chart, if we see it's looking like it's getting rejected, we'll just close it, right? That's why we've got 47% return in 9 trading days here. And I mean, overall, pretty happy, right? 20% here, 6% here, 47% here, 7, 9%, negative 10% loss, whatever, right? Like, we're going to be successful long term because we continually learn, we continually improve. This is what we're doing here on our end for the exits. We can give this exact same bot to 3 different people. One person's going to win, one person's going to lose, and one person's going to be average on it. It just depends on how much time you're willing to learn and invest, especially with the exits, right? In our channel, we do tell people when to exit because it is a point of concern, right? If you're watching it, I'll always post and say, hey, I just exited SwingBot. It's up to the end user if they close at that time. If not, some people ride it higher, and you know, some people might have got more than 7% here but less here, right? Like, just depends on exits and when people are taking them. So I hope this has been informative. What I'll do is I will share these to the Discord, and then we're going to just upload this video so that everyone can see. But like I say, pretty good returns here, and honestly pretty transparent on our end because these are our personal accounts with our personal money. So you know, looks really good here. So that's the swing. This is 0.01, and obviously continually depositing to it, but we end up looking all right here at the end. 0.36, and then if I come back to, let's go back to the scalper. Okay, this one's the scalper. Yeah, this is the scalper. This is the first one. So this is the start, and I'll just thumb through everything so you can see. 0.05 to 0.08. 0.08 to 0.087, 887 to 0.1288. Obviously, yeah, there's a few deposits in here because, you know, as things work and we tweak and improve, we're continually adding funds to grow our balances. But you can see there's some good returns in here, right? 0.105 to 108, to 109 after the deposits, and continually growing. So hopefully this helps, and then we will have some better numbers once we start not adding funds to these accounts. Maybe we split them, because it would be nice to get a true ROI without touching the accounts. But for now, you can look at the spreadsheets and you can see what they've done in sections of deposits. So hope this helps, and we will chat with you on the next video. Thank you.